and she's a very immediately striking character because she has this problem. What's called Williams syndrome, and it's a very particular and rare syndrome where she has certain abilities which are very sharp. Like for instance, she can have trouble talking. She talks too fast. She blends all her words together, except when she's drinking, and then she slows down. I just found her such an unusual character and somebody who just stood out a lot for me. And she plays a vital role in the crux of the story. I think the questions would never end because that's the point of the story. The questions never end, and very nicely he relates it with his daughter's always asking him why is the question mark got a full stop at the bottom. So he says because even questions need an answer at the end. You need to give a full stop at some point. And then he says, but actually even full stops, if you put 3 in a row, you're leaving it ... You're leaving the questions open again. So there's always this idea that it's left open. Mankind is not in danger from technologies that create hatred like weapons. The real threat to our freedom is from technologies we love, like advertising. And that's basically a summary of, I think, what the whole philosophy of the story of this book is. The story I can't say because there's hundreds of stories. But the things that we see most obvious, or the things that we assume to be most correct or most right, or are usually the things the things that we love most or that we admire most are usually the things which are most likely to dupe us, to trick us, and I guess we should always be alert. Subliminal. You're making us think things that we didn't want to think.
Oh, you want it only now, huh?
So basically, he's making us, he's feeding all these other things. It's like, you put some spinach in and then cover it with cheese or something. It's a working birthday, but it's a pretty relaxed work. It's a working birthday, but it's a pretty relaxed birthday because I like to read and I really enjoyed this book, so it was fun to be here. And I'm going to run because I have to be somewhere for my birthday. 2014, a little bit of slow pace because I've been working really hard last year. So 2014 will be slightly, little more time on my own, a little more time to myself. There are dead ends all the time in life, and I think that especially as an actor, every other month you feel like this is it. I'm never going to get work again, because you either have too much work or you have no work. So it's kind of a feast or famine situation. So I very often feel like there's dead ends, but I guess that's when you actually become most productive, because suddenly when you're faced with the challenge of having nothing in front of you, you have to create stuff for yourself.
Kind of coming to places wherever I get to, by the time things are kind of ended. So this time I didn't want things to end, that's why I put the question mark, the end of story. And that's why I put that down. Now also, I think, also to go back where this story began, I think that's what you're asking me in a sense, what prompted me to write this. Well, I think, I won't bore you, but still I want to go back to and some of my Mayo friends are here. So in Mayo, where we used to be in a hostel, my roommate in Mayo was somebody who really loved Marlboro ads. I don't know if all of you remember the Marlboro ads of those times. The rugged man and the horse and the great Stetson, and come to where the Marlboro country is, come to where life is, come to Marlboro country. So he used to love them, and he had every possible spread, double spread of those Marlboro ads all across our room. And yeah, I guess while sleeping, while talking, while studying, it subliminally affected me in some way. And we started smoking when we were 9. And when it really hit me was when my roommate, 40, when he passed away from a liver cirrhosis. And I just realized that that story was something we kind of, got so deeply engrossed into that he at least wasn't able to get out of that story, because he knew he had to, a lot of advertising is really changing their minds as well and changing her mind all the time. So, we use, I don't know, some of thought that I wanted to talk about stories. Structure of storytelling was the idea. I think that's where I started.
That's very nice. So you think there is a...
What he mentioned, do I need this? The Malgro sorry, I think it's me. How they themselves had to compromise finally. Presenting one other perspective. It presented a mosaic. Our minds that stories are different from facts. So here you have anticipated interrogation by the prosecutor saying, come to the facts, don't tell us stories. 21st century. But it's not a linear story, it's not one of those young people making irreverent comments. No, it's not irreverent at all. It's like a character who's almost pathetic. I like the contents page. If you open the contents page, you'll see a whole lot of questions. Read one. What's the moral of the story? Somewhere along the line, at one level you identify with him, at one level you feel this is a child who's beginning to perceive that the adults are not going to tell us the whole truth. And adults questioning, is that true? Is that what happened? And the child telling us, we've all